With all this bonus storage up here, I can pretend I don't even know about the fishing rod storage above the slide out.
Fishing rod storage?
It's a guy thing.
This slide out is really impressive. I mean, it's so tall and it's really deep. But you were going to tell me how they made it so big.
Well, first of all, it really is big, well over 6 feet tall. John can stand up in it, and that's why it can be so deep, over 40 inches.
I don't understand. Is it deep because it's tall, or is it tall because it's so deep?
Let me explain. Most slide outs, yours for example, are only about 20 inches deep. This is because in a regular coach, the height of the slide out is limited to a little over 5 feet. So if the slide out was any deeper, the average person would hit their head when they stood up. So the SIA slide out can be deeper for more interior room because the SIA slide out can be taller because of the higher ceilings.
And I really love these ceilings. I can't believe how spacious this feels. Are you sure this coach is the same height as ours?
It's exactly the same height if you include the top mount AC unit on your coach. Our SIA's AC heater unit is in the basement. By placing it there, they could raise the coach up to the average height of a standard coach's AC unit, and you get all this.
But does basement air conditioning work as well as roof mounts?
No. They work better.
Better? Are you sure?
Oh, absolutely. The Alpha engineers found that basement air, BTU for BTU, is 40% more efficient than rooftop mounted.
That seems a little hard to believe. I can't believe that one basement unit is more efficient than my 2 roof-mounted units.
Well, when you stop to think about it, it makes sense. Your 2 roof units are slaving away under the hot sun. The ducts are just inches away from the hottest part of your coach, the roof. And with 2 units using a single duct system, the blowers are actually working against each other. The SIA's basement unit and the ductwork is insulated from the sun, and it utilizes a flow-through system, so the air is constantly circulating instead of trying to just blast through the ducts. Hey, and those basement doors you've been admiring, did you see how thick they are?
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that.
With the door expanded to 2 full inches, which is an Alpha exclusive, the insulating values go from R7 up to R11. It's a full 40% more. 40% more insulation, 40% more cooling capacity.
Well, now that you've explained it, a 40% increase is still a little hard to believe.
Why?
Seems like it should be more.
Trust me, Fred, it's plenty.
Hey, let's check out the back, okay? Hey, how's she handle on the road?
Oh, man, like a dream. We got a Cat 330 horsepower turbo diesel, a 6-speed Allison 3000 tranny, Freightliner XL raised rail chassis,
Knee-way air ride system, and 2 75/80 Michelins. Plus, the vacuum-bonded basement floor contributes to the torsional rigidity, which virtually eliminates bump steer. What?
Did you get some sort of engineering degree while I wasn't looking?
Well, you knew John and I were thinking about getting a new coach.
I knew you were starting to think about getting a new coach.
Okay. John was reading some articles about a new SIA in motorhome and family motor coaching, and we found out that you could go over to the factory and take a tour and see how well they're built.
Ah, so that's where all that rigidal torsionality lingo came from.
Oh, it's not just lingo, Fred. We learned a heck of a lot on that tour. The SIA starts from the bare Freightliner XL raised rail chassis. Hey, did you know that Freightliner was a Mercedes company?
I didn't know that.
Well, it is. Anyway, from the Freightliner chassis, they weld on the steel frame subfloor, which also contains all the ductwork and the wiring. This frame on the chassis construction is one of the reasons the coach is so solid. Even you could jump up and down on it without a problem. Ah, come on, I was just kidding. Anyway, from there, the tongue and groove 3/4 inch plywood floor is both screwed and glued to the subfloor, and then the cabinets and interior walls are added.
And you really can't appreciate the quality of the woodworking if you don't see all the care they take installing it. Those guys are true craftsmen, and they really care.
And you can tell because this is wonderful.
I think it has something to do with Alfa controlling every step of the process. They make nearly every element that goes into the coach, from the walls to the trim.
Whatever it is, those guys are really proud of their work, and it shows in virtually every detail. You should see how the walls are connected to the frame. First they're screwed and glued to the frame. Then they go in.
Fred, wait until you see the inside of the coach. It's beautiful.
And did Sue tell you what they paid for it?
Well, she told me what the list price was. You know how closed-mouthed she is about that sort of stuff. The list price seemed kind of high compared to our coach, but it sure is nicer.
It's not the list price that matters. It's what you pay after you add in all the options that counts. Now, the Sia comes standard with all the options that most RVers get on their coaches anyway. Take ours, for example. Sure, our base price was 30 grand less than theirs, but after you add in all of our options, we actually paid $6,000 more than they did. Heck, our service contract alone cost us $7,500. Their solid gold 5-year protection plan comes with the coach, and it covers more than ours does.
But we bought our motorhome 2 years ago. We paid $6,000 more 2 years ago than they paid for their new Sia today.
Yepper.
And we didn't get basement air, the huge slide outs, or those incredible ceilings.
What incredible ceilings.
You don't want to know.
No?
Fred,
Yeah.
could we leave a little early?
So we can stop by the RV dealership?
Just to look.
Couldn't hurt.
Okay, Sue. You're going to have to be more careful. You know, you almost bumped your head on that ceiling.
Yeah.
Okay. I've heard enough about these ceilings. I gotta see this interior right now.
I'll come with you.
You know, Sue, Fred and I were thinking about leaving a little bit earlier than we'd planned.
Oh, well then I guess we'll see ya later.
Or sooner. Fred, the game's on.
Hey, Margie, did you see the fishing rod storage?
It's a guy thing.
So the dealership has a Sia on the lot?
Yeah, I think so. Well, they did this morning when we were there.
Okay.
Wow! There she is again! What? It's no big thing. You just don't get to see something like that every day.
We're having trouble hearing you.
We're out of sequence, babe. There was not one thing I did right in that whole thing. Just so I wanted to share that with you.
This is where we both, we're watching it now, right? Yeah, okay. I'm sorry.
I just blew the line, and I'm sorry.
But they, on the same, I'm sorry about that. What the CU gives you are, I have to do that again.
Hey, that
hello,
sucked
few
for
lines
her.
there.
That last line was...
Hello.
Screwed that line right.
This is the hardest page. This is the page.
Everything went right out of my mind.
Our Sia has the... Our Sia, you know what happens there? Every time I see yes. I've got to stop saying that. The vacuum-bonded basement floor contributes to the... contributes to the... Now it's going to start getting hard. To the torsional rigidity.
The torsional rigidity came from...
Is that audio loud enough? After the Alfa 1-year limited warranty,
But we bought our motorhome 6 years ago.
2 years ago.
Thank you.
Yeah, you walk in. Oh, I forgot to tell her to come in. Come in.
Oh, okay. I see.
One
Okay.
more. No, you don't even need to. I just checked the bedroom cabinets.
It's fine.
What line are we on? Am I back on the other line? Am I screwing up? There's 2 lines, one after another, where he says, yeah.